everyone, Mappy here with another RPG Maker Quickie. This will probably be our last one for a little while. I've got a bunch of stuff that's happening in my personal life, up to and including a move at some point within the coming month. So I'm probably not going to have much time to record anything for a little bit, and the apartment I've got lined up probably isn't going to have internet for a while. So who knows? I'll figure something out. But anyway, Metamorphosis. This is a little horror game made in RPG Maker. And I'm going to handle it slightly differently. I'm not going to do silly voices in this one. And I'm not going to read the text very literally. Now, I know that in the past I have played some games and I've always, poked a little fun when I found a typo or something. But in this case, the developer pretty clearly does not speak English as their first language, and the spelling and grammar is all over the place. The dialogue is a typo-ridden mess, which is a shame because I feel like this game has some really good atmosphere. So I'm going to try to, I'm going to go through the dialogue a little bit more slowly than normal, and I'm going to try to fix things up the best I can. But anyway, let's get going. Don't forget, all their civilization, all their progress, it was never for the likes of you. You're a stowaway. They did not invite you on this trip. They never will. Zhang? Zhang, wake up! You see? Okay. I'm already screwing it up. Okay, deep breath, and let's go a little bit more slowly and in the mood. Zhang, wake up! Oh, what? Sorry to wake you up. I know you don't sleep enough and all, but it's your shift, and there are passengers in the salon. Drinking. Drinking? What time is it? Do you, need me to oust them? No, it's the first class. Yeah. Alright, let me try that one again. No! They're in the first class. The hunter, the old guy, the Russian. The Russian, you say? You know how rich people are. They need a woman to serve them champagne. Think you can do it? Don't worry. It's my turn anyway. See you. So yes. We are Dai Zhang, which I am not pronouncing correctly. And also you may notice that there's a pretty aggressive screen sway. It actually gets a little disorienting. Luckily, it's only in this first area. Moby Dick, or The Whale, by Herman Melville. The salon is on the main deck, just above this one. We can look over to the right. We're not going to look over to the right now. I have played through this, at least the first part of this game before, so I'm going to avoid doing extraneous things, at least while the screen sway is here, because I'll be honest, it's making me a little motion sick. There are a lot of sailor tales about these seas. Most of them get really dark. Oh, right. Before I realized I forgot to mention this. This is, though I would assume that the title screen would let you know this. This is an actually pretty, I'll call it traditional RPG Maker horror game. Unlike something like Enderroll, where it's, a JRPG, this is you walk around and spooky things happen. It has quite a few of the elements that are, traditional within the genre, which can be good and can be bad. But yeah, no, expect some spooky times. The fine gentlemen fall silent as they hear the door opening. They lay their eyes on Jiang, as if they were surprised to see her. And here we meet our cast. And who are you? I'm here to serve, sir. If you need anything. Japanese? Be nice, Abiakine. Chinese, sir. Good. You can stay. You were saying? I was wondering if you didn't feel like a target with that uniform. A target for who? Bolshevik spies? This is exactly the point. Let them see that Imperial Russia is not dead. Their assassination attempts are nothing. I killed dozens of them, and by the Tsar, I'll kill as many more if God wills it. But here you are, fleeing the great steppes of Russia. It was brave to wear it during the war, I'll give you that. But now? There's no use taking any chances, don't you think? Taking any chances? How dandy from a man who came back from hunting savage beasts in the jungle. Unlike you, I don't want to survive. I despise survival. Living to the utmost. Or, let me try that again. This is actually one of the more, harder to parse ones. Unlike you, I don't want to survive. I despise survival. I live to the utmost, and if I have to die, so be it. Don't you see? What's on your mind, Doc? I was thinking, isn't it funny? The beast who kills to survive is called savage, when the man who kills for sport is called civilized. And what makes you say it isn't as much sport for the beast as it is for the man? A beast killing for sport? I've never heard of something like that, even in the most remote parts of Indochina. There was a story of a man-eating tiger near Harbin. Please, elaborate. A trapper had injured a tiger without killing it. The beast tracked him down to one of the hunting lodges, near the Amur River. There, it killed him and ate his body. The tiger continued to hunt humans for months until it was killed by militiamen. This beast killed 23 people. But that was vengeance, not sport. It's totally different. You can take pleasure in both. Trust me on this. If a beast can seek vengeance, can it also hunt for sport? What is your opinion on the matter, Jean Femme? I don't know if it's my place to answer, sir. It is not, indeed. The good doctor is a Democrat. He does not know what an orderly society is. Now I'm thirsty, and my glass is empty. I'll get a new bottle right away, sir. That Russian officer. So yes, that's a taste of the dialogue. Like, I feel like the sense of what's being conveyed is pretty good, actually. Especially when you consider, like, the tone and the, like, interaction between the characters. I think there's something pretty good there. It's just that, you know, some typos. Also, as you probably noticed, this is a different floor. We didn't go over to the right here, but this is actually a copy of... So, yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I feel like rather than turning on a switch, this is actually just a completely new map for the bottom level of the ship. I believe the developers said something about this being their first project in RPG Maker, so I guess that conditionals weren't really their wheelhouse yet. But anyway, let's grab a bottle. Beaujolais Chance Blanc? What is this, French? I don't know a thing about wine. Oh well, that should do it. And there you go. Sauvé Spécial? Sorry. I cannot pronounce French. I'm trying. I am trying, and hopefully that will minimize the number of people who will attempt to murder me for mangling their language. Anyway. Oh. May I? Go ahead. She opens the bottle and begins to fill Zabiakine's glass. Hey, miss, I was wondering. You speak really good English for a Chinese, as far as a Dutchman can tell. Thank you. But it's a language of merchants, soldiers, sailors. Where'd you learn it? She met in Harbin. Are you a runaway noble? With these bloody revolutions, our kind isn't safe anywhere. Come on, Zabiakine, not everyone is on the run, even these days. But it's linked to the revolution, sir. My education. Is that so? Ooh, I like that. Have a seat. Anyone who annoys the colonel has the right to drink with us. Yes, please. Tell us more. I haven't seen much of the Chinese Revolution from Saigon. I'm a peasant's daughter. My father was a member of the Kuomintang. Thanks to reforms, I was able to access Nanjing University, where I studied and learned languages. So you're an upstart. What are you doing on this boat, then? China is not a very safe place, you know. I hope to find work in America. Oh, dear. What's the point of going to college if you can't afford a passenger place on a ship? For to go as a passenger, you must need have a purse, and a purse is but a rag unless you have something in it. For my part, I abominate all honourable, respectable toils, trials, and tribulations of every kind whatsoever. I always go to sea as a sailor, because they make a point of paying me for my trouble, whereas they never pay passengers. Moby Dick, how appropriate. I'm reading it at the moment. It's fresh in my mind. Bloody upstart. What's your name, miss? Dai Jiang. Well, Jiang, I'm Leonard. Maybe you can help us, since you're educated. Because you see, I'm not, and these two lads can't agree on anything. Dr. Duclos assures us that education makes us what we are, while Colonel Zabakine is more essentialist, realistic. History shows us that there are lineages of great men. Darwin also proves that there are innate characteristics which are passed from parent to child. His gaze falls on Jiang. A great lineage exists mainly because parents educate their children as they were. Education is key. Comment des sentiers? On est qu'on mange? We are what we eat. I mangled that. I apologize. Don't you think it also applies to the mind? So because she reads Moby Dick, she's going to turn into a whale? I sure hope not. Tell us, dear, you're the daughter of a peasant. Without your passage at Nanjing, do you think that you would be the same person? Even without it, I wouldn't be digging the dirt. With the revolution and all, but I agree with you. You might have a point, Doctor. In Russia, the common people stuff themselves with marks. Now they're even less human and even more bloodthirsty. And here we go again. Yes, Abiekine, I wonder, what other poisons could not kill but transform us? What kind of food could change us to such an extent? If a man, let's say, goes feral, can he be saved? In Indochina I've seen savages. They can be civilized. Is the opposite possible? It depends on your definition of savages. When in doubt, it's best to have a good rifle. Or a bow. Zabiekine coughs loudly. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. Speaking of poison, what do you poured in my glass? This thing is awful. Well, By the Tsar, what happened? We must have hit something. And this something must have hurt the engine room, since we're in the dark. Oh, bon sang. Oh, no. I didn't click past that one, by the way. That was automatic. But yes, that is a conversation that is important. Think about that while we play the rest of the game. You're finally awake. Where are we? Stranded. I dragged you here. You were knocked out against the table when the engines blew up. The Dutchman ran to the deck to get the lifeboat. The doctor helped me carry you. Then the ship cracked open, like a cow's bladder under a horse's hoof. We were thrown into the sea. I dragged you here. We're lucky to be alive. His gaze is drawn to the ocean. Hesitating to say something, the colonel shakes his head. His fists clench a little. Thank you, Colonel. Where are the others? They must have reached the island if they're still alive. We should look for them. Dragging you here has not been easy. I need to rest for a while. Then we'll go. Rest here. I will find them. He coughs loudly and gives her a severe look. What? You mean to go looking for them on your own? They need help. It's best to find them fast. And you are clearly not in the state to do so. Listen to me, you insolent little... Besides, we're not on the ship anymore. I'm not here to serve you. I will go no matter what you think. Fair enough. Be careful. We don't know what lies on this island. And, as you can see, I did some stuff. Just a save on slot 1. Actually, you might as well talk to Zabiekine. Did you find anything yet? Nope, because we just started. Anyway, we first need to walk all the way to the right. Unfortunately, like a lot of games of this era, and by this era I mean in this engine, running isn't really something that anyone does. Right, I need to remember what the buttons are. There we are. the auto mapping for the RPG Maker emulator, I guess you could call it that I use, has it maps it to some kind of weird buttons, so it can be, so I sometimes just, like, my finger forgets which button is which. But yeah, I think, do we want to go up? Yes. Yeah, the fact that we picked up a medicinal herb, that doesn't mean anything. Don't you worry. Okay. Now, I don't have the sound on, but I remember when I was playing this before, that's where the sweet music came back on. Ugh. Which button is it? There we are. Some kind of tropical gourd. Yep, we pop up here, and I think this is where we're going. No, this was just a sidetrack for some medicinal herbs. Well, we've got gourds, we've got herbs. Who needs anything else? Alright. I hope I'm not doing this early. But here we are. A building. Looks abandoned. I don't think we'll find help here. Jiang! Colonel! There's light on the beach. Someone's lit a fire. You think it's... Perhaps. We should go and see. We'll come back later. What do you think this building is? How on earth would you expect me to know that? Come on, let's go. The hunter is standing by the fire, his hands outstretched as if to catch some heat. Next to him, Dr. Duclos has his mouth full, stuffing in bite after bite of some vegetable. Suddenly, the old man straightens up, swallows his meal with a noise, and points his free hand in front of him. He smiles broadly. Leonard, look! Hey, glad to see you guys. I'm honored to see that you've been looking for us. Well, we have looked for you. Here, I even have your cap. What are you eating? Cucurbita ficifolia. Don't use fancy words on us, Doc. These are squashes. Want some? Jiang smiles but shakes her head. Next to her, the colonel spits in the sand, coughs again. He grunts like a wounded animal. No thanks. My stomach is burning like a Bolshevik in the firebox of a locomotive. Must be the damn stress. The doctor's eyes widened at the comparison. He almost dropped his squash in surprise, or disgust. Jiang decided to change the subject. You look hungry, Doctor. Not at all. I eat when I'm under pressure. I gained 15 kilos before my wedding. The tailors had to constantly adjust my suit. It drove Jean crazy. That'll be nothing compared to the news of your disappearance in the middle of the Pacific. Oh, no, she won't have to go through that, I'm afraid. We found a building and land. It looked abandoned. It'll be better than this campfire, and maybe we can find something to eat that isn't squash. Like canned food. The fire was to be visible from the sea, but... We should see if there's a radio there. I could tinker with it to broadcast a message. You could do that? I'm full of surprises. Excellent. Let's go straight away, then. Yes. And, Leonard? Give me my hat back. And now Zabiakine has his fancy hat back, and all is right with the world. Well, he takes a bite of squash, then nods to himself. It's big. And empty. This doesn't look like the entrance of a house. A house? On an island lost in the middle of the Philippine Sea? Preposterous. Yeah, you're right. Still, I wonder what it is. There's only one way to find out, guys. We must explore the place. I'll go look for a radio. I'll go with you. Remember, first rule of a horror movie, split up. I'll see if I can find anything that might tell us what this place is. Do you want to come with me? You'll be fine, Doctor. I'll explore on my own. The old man nods several times, pondering. Finally, he hands a piece of squash to Jean. Bon courage à vous. See you later. And now, if we check our inventory... first we have to save. And I will actually save again. We have a piece of squash, a gift from the doctor. It looks tasty. And we have 2 medicinal herbs. Now, let's try to follow them. Everyone's already exploring this way. Yep. We're not allowed to explore with our friends. Okay, we come down here. And let's look at some things. A gas oven. The tank is empty. Is that going to be relevant? I don't know. Is the fact that I walked over there immediately meaningful or anything? I don't know. Make your own assessments. Dishes, cutlery, plates. It's far from being silverware. Yep, we hop up here. We have bunks, which is nice. Commander Frederick has ordered beds to be taken down to the basement. There's no more room in the infirmary, and he wants to separate the sick from the others. In my opinion, if it's contagious, we're already screwed. I have to leave with the next supply run, if it ever comes. It's been 2 months already. Trouble in Paradise. Map of the Pacific. Ink. A dip pen. Locked. The lock is... The lock is surrounded by crusty deposits. That delicious word, crusty. Alright. I find a medicinal herb. I didn't remember that was there. I just check everything. Another case of food poisoning. Even when alternating different batches of canned food, people get sick. There must be a problem with the conservation or in the raw material used. I should write to HQ. The next resupply is in 4 months. Frederick asked me to find a solution. I told him that I was a doctor, not a supplier, but he wouldn't listen to me. I guess we could ask the men to fish. There's also coconuts and some edible roots on the island. And there are these squashes. You can't only eat squash, you risk getting dysentery. Dysentery. But this stuff really grows everywhere. It would be stupid not to benefit from it. So food poisoning regardless of what canned food they eat. Interesting. Also, very interesting. The sheet is swollen, covered with a red crust. Lift the sheet. The red crust permeates the mattress. Zhang notices a metallic object. She pulls it out of the crust, like a rotten tooth out of a gum. The crust breaks with an unpleasant sound. Zhang gets a metallic, crusty thing. This is disgusting. Yep. That's one of those points where I'm like, I really like the mood this game does. Or this game has. I'm really not covering myself in glory, am I? Yep, that door is locked. We come down here, and a little room. It's full of junk. Wire, paper clips, gas canisters. One of them seems filled. Zhang retrieves the gas canister. I mean, part of the problem is I talk too quickly for my mouth to keep up. It's honestly an issue that I have in my everyday life, and my stuttering just gets worse and worse over time. He was the last one in the infirmary. I buried him in the yard, unlike the others. I still don't know what caused it. I can't explain it to myself. Was it a weapon? Like German gas left by the Spanish 20 years ago? An insular disease? Yellow fever? No, the doctor would have recognized it. He was trained at the University of Manila. He knows the land. Maybe it was cavern fever. Cavern fever? Cabin fever. Paranoia. Something. I don't know. What I know is that there is gas left amidst the corpses, and that my skin is starting to itch. Lovely. Sounds like we found the absolute best place, as can be evidenced by the fact that Zabiakin would have loved the caps with these folded military uniforms. I mean, I think he prefers his hat, Zhang, but yeah, especially since that would be an American hat, and he's obviously a proud Tsarist. There's a matchbox on the edge of the shelf. Zhang picks up the box. Yep, we've got a flag for the US of A. So it seems this was, I'm guessing, an American military outpost. It's full of American military manuals. The Yellow Peril. Yeah, I have a sense that even though she's headed over to America, the land of opportunity, that she's probably not the biggest fan of a lot of things American. I mean, that's just the United States in general, honestly. Also, we should probably check this door first, because I actually walked by this door the first time, and it's probably important. Locked. The keyhole is surmounted by an eagle emblem, because, as Resident Evil taught us, you gotta have keys that match the locks. Also, I wonder if that was an eagle beforehand, or if they did that because Murica. A gas oven. The tank is empty. Do you want to fill it? Yes. Zhang places the gas canister in the tank. A gas oven. The tank is half full. Do you want to put the metal crusty thing in it? I mean, on the burner, I'm guessing? The heat seems to melt the crust. After a moment, it falls away from the object, revealing a key. Zhang gets the red key. Cool. Now, there was a crusty lock, which is interesting because while that is a clear signal to the player, I'm not entirely sure how that happened. Like, did someone apply crust to the lock after the fact? But anyway. The red key fits in the lock. Zhang unlocks the door. Another big ol' flag. We find the eagle key. The most important of keys. Matches my social security number. The door is locked with a latch. Zhang unlocks it. And we're back here. Which... yeah, let's go downstairs. Actually, no, this is... why am I doing that? I want to loop back to the eagle door. Which is through here and down the stairs. I'm not lost. I'm not lost in this tiny little... not even a maze. The eagle key fits in the lock. Zhang unlocks the door. Zhang lights a match. You find a medicinal herb. Furniture was condemned. A note says, "Do not consume the canned goods." Well, zombie kind will be displeased, let's put it that way. Empty. Empty. The gas tanks are empty. Up all the way down here. And also, this kind of lighting effect, it's actually pretty, it's a little tricky, it's, at least to animate it like this. Alright, let's explore over here. Gas. It smells like gas. I should get out of here now. Alright, and we were going to save there. And we're going to run upstairs because... actually, I'll show you. If you try to run down here... she just turns around because, hey, it's into the same area with gas. And gas is not good stuff. Okay, we're gonna pop through here, and I'm just gonna quickly save before we go through here. Remember when I said, oh, it's like one of the traditional mechanics that, for better or for worse? So, one very traditional thing in RPG Maker horror games is you have NPCs like this that chase you. I hate this mechanic quite a bit. Like, see this. This is bullshit. This is, like, actual bullshit. So, because... as you've probably noticed, I don't move very fluidly. I have 5 hit points. When it's, like, completely random movement runs into me, I take a point of damage. So... let's see if I can actually make any progress here. Like, this room's alright, because, hey, there are tables. Yeah, come on. Come on over. Come on. And as you can see, it's, like, slightly faster than me. Okay, so I want to run through here. And now it's going to chase me. Hey, guys, guys. Thanks, Zabiakane. You were a peach. Zabiakane, I heard you're running. There's a problem. We should leave immediately. There's some kind of leper in there. I know. That's why I came. Weird things are happening. I have to prove that bloody Ungern right. Who's that? No, it doesn't matter. Where are Duclos and Leonard? We got separated. Damn it. Let's get out. We have to find them. Yeah. Sorry, my tongue is confused by my disdain for that particular mechanic. By the way, did you find a radio? The Russian coughs and spit on the ground. He then nods vigorously. There'd better be one. This place is some kind of former U.S. Army base, right? I think there was gas in the basement. I think there was an epidemic and they gassed the infected. Smell of it was everywhere. If I moved forward, I would have blown up the whole building. At least the boats that passed by could not have missed it. Zhang was about to answer, but was interrupted by another coughing fit. This time, the colonel coughed up some blood. It took Zabiakane a while to catch his breath. I'll get the others. Try to hide. Don't be ridiculous. Give me a minute. We'll meet here when we find them. We're going to save there again. Graves! A wooden cross with a pair of identification tags attached. Whoever put them here must not have expected to send one back to the family. Don't wait for me, go ahead. But, yeah. So I actually, when I first played this, I got to that chase section, and I just kind of went, nah, we ain't doing. Let me check. I'm going to use one of my medicinal herbs. Might as well be at the full health. You know, the health that is full. And let's head in here. Hopefully not get chased again. Because I like the spooky exploring way more than the, like, oh, you got adrenaline because something's chasing you and it's slightly faster than you and has, like, a little bit of randomness to its pathfinding algorithm. So you don't all know if it's going to, like, beeline for you. Okay, because I've played some of these games where it literally beelines towards you, and there is nothing more frustrating than something faster than you chasing you with, like, a dynamic A-star algorithm engaged. Anyway, ribbons of ink and meeting minutes. Nothing interesting. I beg to differ. I want to know what those meetings were. A ceramic cat, a jade dragon, necklaces. Necklaces, the junk sold to the tourists, mixed with noble relics stolen from the colonies. You find a medicinal herb. Dust piles up on the empty shelf. Alright. A family photo in a frame. The wood is slightly cracked. Okay, the door is locked. This one isn't. So I'm actually going to go back to the original hallway. Just in case this is a side route. And actually, give me a second. Okay, I was just checking the time. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this here. And I'm going to do like a little sneaky extra video. Because, you know, don't outlive your welcome. Anyway, I'm Mappy, and this has been the first part of Metamorphosis. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you next time. Later.